Coming off of a national championship in 2024, what does Ohio State have to do to repeat in 2025? A better way to say it, what are the must-haves for Ohio State for this upcoming season? We'll unpack it right now. Before we do that, though, make sure you are subscribed if you're a Buckeye fan. We appreciate y'all being locked in. If you want more Ohio State content, the best way to get that, the best way to let us know that you want that is by subscribing to this channel from this video. We see a subscriber count from the video. Ohio State fans, they're locked in. Let's make sure that we meet the demand that they are supplying here. So with that being said, I want to break this down on three facets. The must-have on the offensive side, the must-have on the defensive side, and then we'll take a quick look at the culture side of things for Ohio State as well. Offensively, my must-have for the Buckeyes. I'm assuming Julian Sayin is going to start for you at quarterback. Julian Sayin has to, absolutely has to be not just well-equipped in this offense or know the offense or, be conversational in the offense. He has to be, fluent in the offense. Like, you ever go to another country where they speak another language and you know a few words, you can get by, ask to use the bathroom, ask for the Wi-Fi, whatever. But if you get into a full conversation, you're cooked. You don't know how to respond to what they just said to you. For Julian Sayin, that's the exact same discussion we're having with this offense. I have no doubt that he is very much so well-educated in the scheme. I have no doubts that he knows where to go on the whiteboard. I have no doubts that he knows where to go in 7-on-7 and in practice. But when you roll out there week one and you got that Texas defense running around out there and they're giving you different looks, are you able to not just get off your first read and second read? Can you get to the third guy? Do you know all the checks? Do you know where to go when you got your hot? All those different pieces of the offense, all the intricacies, the nuances that Will Howard, quite frankly, was so good at during the college football playoff. Is Julian Sayin at that level? Because the discussion around Ohio State's offense is never about talent, right? Nobody's ever saying, man, I wonder if they got some guys to get the football to. That's not the question. The question is, does your quarterback have enough presence and, again, intelligence within the system functionally to know where to go when things get a little bit hairy and they try to double, triple, whatever it is with Jeremiah Smith? Can you get to Max Clare? Can you get to Brandon Ennis, Carnell Tate, Mylan Graham? The list goes on. That's where Ohio State becomes, once again, absolutely frightening on the offensive side of the football. Should be noted, Brian Hartline, new play caller out there, that's going to be his responsibility, getting Julian Sayin all the way dialed in, all the way up to speed, all the way conversational in the language of Ohio State's offense as their new starting quarterback, for my estimation. My must-have on the defensive side, it's no secret there's a lot of new pieces being broken on the defensive line. And so with that being the case, I don't even really doubt the talent on the defensive line either. But I do think there might be an acclimation period for the first few weeks of the season where you're trying to get your right rotation, guys trying to totally figure out what they are in their new role in the 2025 season. I need the secondary to hold it down on the back end. There were so many times during the college football playoff, Oregon being a great example, where the secondary just allowed that defensive line to eat. Now, they have good pieces on the defensive line a year ago, obviously. Jack Sawyer, Tuimoloau, we keep naming names. But the point I'm trying to get at here is the strength of this defense, the guys that I have all the confidence in the world in, are in that secondary. Ibn Osen back for another year. Love that he came back. Rangy corner, if he can clean up those pass interference penalties, he's going to be a problem for you. Caleb Downs, you know what he is. Jermaine Matthews, you know what he is. The real proven commodities for my money are in that secondary. And so if they can be, not a finished product, but if they can be playing Week 8 football in Week 1 and 2, that's going to allow that defensive line to have some time to progress. Maybe you get a few more Mississippis to get after the quarterback. It's huge. In every single way, that is absolutely huge. That has to happen for this new Matt Patricia coach defense to get to where they want to go. So culturally, it's always an interesting discussion when you try to, have a take on a team, what's happening on, in between the actual walls in Columbus. I think it comes down to how good are you at resetting, and then how good are you at embracing what this new season, this new era of Ohio State football is. How good are you at adapting? Because Chip Kelly's gone. Jim Knowles, he's gone. You'll see Jim Knowles actually on your schedule. What have you been doing from a development perspective to equip these new coordinators? And at the same time, what can these new coordinators do to elevate this new personnel? Are you able to get a Mylan Graham ready to hit the ground running? Edric Houston, are you able to equip him to have the most success he needs to have? CJ Hicks, moving positions. Can you get him rolling? Like, there's a lot of pieces here for Ohio State where I don't question the talent. I question how up to speed they're able to get. And at the same time, are you able to avoid what last year's national title was from a hangover point of view? We see it all the time. Teams win a national championship, have a good, not great offseason, they roll out, and then it's like, yeah, they were still solid. They still made the playoff, but it wasn't anywhere near what they were supposed to be. And you probably point back to what they did behind closed doors. Full transparency, I don't think that'll be Ohio State. But I do think it's worth asking the question, when do they reach their final form? Because Ohio State a year ago, when they got to the college football playoff, it felt like it was a different team. You can talk about the Michigan loss being a reason for that. You can talk about them maybe going back to the drawing board schematically and saying, hey, number 4 is an Avenger. We probably got to get him the football a lot more. A lot of things you can point to. But I do think now, with how the roster is situated this year and what the rest of the college football world looks like, I don't think you have until the college football playoff to figure it out. I don't think that's a world you really want to live in if you're Ohio State. So when does that light bulb come on for this football team? Is it week 1 against Texas and they're just ready to rock from the jump? Is it in November? Or is it like there's a lot of questions and spots where it could happen. But the point I'm trying to make is, at what point do you figure it out? Because that's going to be, I think, the end-all, be-all for this team as to what they eventually accomplish at the end of the season. So a lot of must-haves there for Ohio State. Gosh, it's a beautiful thing. We're actually talking college football and actually talking about week 1, which is less than 2 months away, which we love, appreciate, adore. I know you do the same. So if you're a college football junkie, make sure you're subscribed for Caden Smith on the 1s and 2s. Myself, JD PicKell, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We will keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.